Guys, we're finally here. I'm doing Dark Gathering manga reviews because you guys asked for this, and also because I actually enjoy Dark Gathering. Like, you understand, I was missing my spooky Sundays, okay? And see that, the anime ended around, 3 or so weeks ago? It's been a minute, almost a full month. And so I said, you know what? Might as well start with the manga, okay? And I was so grateful that you guys were able to tell me in the comments what chapter to start off on. Ooh, to start off on after the final episode, episode 25. So to reiterate based upon my memories, and while I'm also doing this review, might as well say that this is chapter 35. So the anime ended on chapter 34, and the chapters are actually lengthy, and that makes sense because it is a monthly series. So basically, the way episode 25 ended, chapter 34, everybody was getting ready to go to Kyoto, okay? So for our crew of Keitaro, Yayoi, and Eiko, they were gathering up as much material as they needed. So we have, remember, where Keitaro was setting up traps using the black rope and everything. So when they do capture ghosts, they have no way of escaping. Eiko as well was using 3D printers or jello-like figurines to put spirits in to trap them. So instead of just paper spirits, we have now where you can put them into the gelatin figures, and you can use them as many times as possible because they will just regenerate, right? And she made hundreds of them just in case. And so they are all heading to Kyoto. This is what you guys were saying, this is Kyoto arc, right? And it's not finished because currently we only have like 56 chapters currently. And if it's still correct from what you guys told me in the comments back from episode 25, the author is on a hiatus, about like a 1 month, 2 month break, okay, because they're gathering material and the Kyoto arc is still not done. So in chances of a season 2 happening, given the fact that 1, the author is on a break, and 2, this series is a monthly series, so that's what, roughly 11-12 chapters a year. So it's not a lot, okay? So the fact that they were able to do 25 episodes is still pretty good. But if they are to try to come out with another season anytime soon, say next year or something like that, I don't think they may have enough material for that. So we'll have to come back to this series in terms of an anime within the next 2, possibly 3 years. 3 years is the most, okay? That way they have enough material so we can have a second season and still have within that second season 2 cours, meaning anywhere between 24 to 25 episodes if we want that length of episodes again for Dark Gathering. So yeah, so they were building this all up, as well as we had the body snatchers. They're also going to Kyoto, on top of where we had other spiritualists, Shami, that's her name, Shami, the twin sister of the other one who died, whose body got taken over, and she died at the dam. I forgot what was the F dam that they were at, with the meatball kid ghost and everything. I'm still trying to rerun back everything that I watched from season 1 and everything. So we have the spiritualists, we have our group, and we had the body snatchers, and everybody's getting ready to go to Kyoto. So with chapter 36, right, and also on top of like where she had a dream of what may happen to her with the ghost who's trying to forcibly make her his wife. We saw what he would do. He will snatch her face and she'll just be in a group of many, and it was very, very scary when we saw that in the anime. And I went back to read chapter 34, just skim through it to just really refresh all of my memories. So now they are in Kyoto. They're officially in Kyoto. It was a 6-hour drive from Tokyo. 6-hour drive from Tokyo to Kyoto. Oh, Jesus Christ. But nonetheless, they're there. And they're reading about everything Kyoto has to offer, of a lot of tourist attractions and all of that stuff. If it wasn't for the fact they were doing their all-star Japan tour to go all these haunted places, whether they were rank A to rank triple S, that's all they're there for. Everything else will come after they finish off this quest, which is to 1, rescue Ai, then deal with Spectra of Death, and then deal with Eiko and Keitaro's curse. Okay, but first and foremost, they have to deal with Ai's god. Okay, so of course they're there, and you know, Keitaro's reading up all the information, like the good stuff about Kyoto, not the scary stuff. And while they're there, they're saying that they're going to the main attraction of their trip, that's located on the national map, which is a dam. Just like how they went to the other dam with the meatball kid and everything in Kyoto, the A dam is, and the reason they call it A dam is because it's ranked A. So yes, it is lower than the S ranked places that they went to before, but it's still a dangerous place. Yes, not as dangerous as the S location ranked places, but A ranked, as I read through this chapter, it's still terrifying. It is actually freaking terrifying. And might I add, these ghosts, these curses look way more scarier in the manga than they do in the anime. I think they fluff how they look just a little bit. They were still creepy. Don't get me wrong. In the anime, they were creepy. But I think it's creepier when it's just in plain black and white. There's just something about plain black and white that when you do a horror manga, it's something that will scar you. Okay, it will terrify you, because it's just like, they will just pop up. Like, the whole background can be all black, and then you just see 2 beady eyes. Like, bro, they look way more scary. This curse, this we call it ghost that they're dealing with in this chapter. I think if we got the second season and I have to compare to the 2, I'm going to think that this version, the manga version, is way more creepier than the anime is. Okay, I'm still going to be creeped out because 1, we're going to hear the sounds and we're going to see the movements and obviously screams of terror and everything. But visually wise, I will have to give it to the manga so far. I will have to give it to the manga. So while they're there, right, obviously they do feel the energy is feeling very murky. You can realize something is there as well. And obviously Keitaro is just like, you know, we've been dealing with S rank missions this whole time. A rank shouldn't be too bad. Might I know, Yayoi states that I'm gonna read what it says. The danger level of an A rank haunted spot, high chance of a sinister phenomenon happening. Their trait is a curse severe enough to cause suffering to the living. Its aggression is equal to or even greater than an S rank. So in that case, while S rank may attack you in the physical sense of its sheer overwhelming power, A rank, while yet still lower in the ranking of power compared to an S rank, they attack you, as we've seen clearly in this chapter, psychologically. Okay, and then everything else comes after. So psychologically, emotionally, and everything, that's how it gets you. And I don't know whether I want to deal with, I'd rather deal with S rank. Just take me out instantly. That's it. Once you go up for here, that's done. We are completely done. I don't want to deal with this, right? So it's an ongoing nagging suffering too. So it's just like, it deals with the psychoses, or deals with more so the emotional state of the living when it comes to A rank locations. Of course, Keitaro being, you know, scared of these things, he's like, all right, I just want to go home. I just want to visit tourist spots. Like, I know I agreed to this whole thing, but that doesn't mean I still ain't scared. And I agree with this man 110%. So what happened now is they go to a ticket booth where there is a guy who's selling tickets for people to basically do tours of the dam and everything. He's an administrator. So while they're signing up to be able to take a tour of the entire dam and everything, they meet a couple. And the way they describe them in the chapter, they're not the brightest, but they look like they love each other and everything, right? And might I add, they have rings. So that tells you this couple, Mitan and Shitan, are engaged. And we know what happens to happy-go-lucky people in this series. Keep that in mind. So they see them, and like, you know, Keitaro, Yayoi, and all of them is like, oh, the administrator, the tour person doesn't really want to be stuck with this couple because of like how they act. It's just like very I'm gonna have to hear them chatting along the way. So that's why he had the whole group coming along with them. So he's telling them about the whole entire dam, how it was built up, how tall it is and everything, how it prevented floods and all of that sort, and you know, creates hydroelectric power for the entire location. Now we do have where Yayoi, being the ever lover of horror and the supernatural, states that it's like a countermeasure to suicide. So at one point in the A-Dam's history, many people came there to commit suicide, you know, for whatever reasons it may be. So we also have with Eiko, who is our occulted specialist who loves spooky stuff as well, horror and spooky stuff as well. She reads up the rumors about A-Dam. So she's saying that the rumors were, 1, suddenly your car bike will go away. 2, a headless driver driving around nearby roads. 3, a strange man upstream walking bizarrely slow. Walking bizarrely slow. How would bizarrely slow look like? Like he's trying to go left and then he's doing right? Like, we'll probably see that in the next chapter. Ghosts walking and swimming on the surface of the water. 5, getting dragged into the dam by the ghosts of those who committed suicide. So on, etc., etc. So those are just the rumors of people experiencing or seeing these things happen. Of course, many of these things usually take place more so closer to sunset, going into the nighttime, right? So while that is also happening, she explains that the grudge from the villages that sank into the dam still remains. So probably due to the rise of water, due to the rising of water in that location, of course, people had to evacuate, and it more likely happened in the past. People in the villages, in their homes, had to evacuate from the area or else they would drown. And because of that, to keep the water pollution from going into other towns, other villages, and so on and so forth, that's why they built the dam, to just stop that from overpopulating with the water population, from destroying other places as well. So more than likely the grudges are from those people losing their homes. So some people may have died in that process as well. So that's where it ties into those rumors about the A-Dam, right? And she says, and there are rumors of the ghosts of those who became a sacrifice to the river's flooding. So that does tie in again to, like, you know, people losing their homes, and also people were sacrificed, more than likely, you know, in hopes of like the place not being flooded anymore and anything of that sort. So if your village gets sunk, then you know, Keitaro is wondering if you're going to be paid back for, like, you know, nature taking its course, and you know that's not possible. Okay, that's not possible. But they do say they're going to check out the place, verify the place, make sure if it's the rumors do hold up to be true and everything, before they really start to place their ghosts, or aka the graduates, there to just because if you remember from episode 25, they said they wanted to put certain graduates in certain places to start forming the shield, right? To hone in when they bring Ice God there, to trap him there, right? So they're going to place certain graduates around the place, particularly Castle H and I like to call him Sugimoto, as basically defense, right? So and along that way they're going to be able to seize any ghosts as well. So while they're all doing the tour and everything, and they're checking out the place, and the tour guide is telling them about A-Dam and everything based on the what they're trying to imply in the chapter, of course. There was a particular point in the chapter where we see where they're walking alongside of the dam and everything, that there was a shadow that was slipping from the bushes and went under the tour guide's foot, right? So they reach a door, and he's saying that this is an inspection place. That's a place where they do maintenance on the dam, make sure that everything is up to date and make sure like nothing goes haywire and everything. So both Keitaro and Shitan goes in. Then, and this is why you should when it comes to manga, pay attention, because that same shadow that went under the tour guide's foot was causing him to act weird. He slams the door shut and said, yo, that's the end of the tour, so you guys keep on going forward. So everybody on the outside of the door that wasn't let in, they're trying to open the door. They're asking him, what's wrong with you? Why you're not letting us go through? Why do you trap them in there? Then the tour guide is just like, why is people going in there? Why do we let them in there? What happens is the ghost that basically took control of his body is messing with his mind, is messing with his memories, okay? Manipulating his memories. So he's saying yes and no back and forth, and they're just like, bro, we need to go and get them. Mind you, Keitaro and Shitan are locked in. So once you know that, you're like, oh, here we go again. Shit's about to go down. Something bad is about to happen, and they have no way of getting to these two boys. So while they are trying to go back, the girls now are outside and they're trying to go back. Mind you, it was the Yayoi who was able to see I'm going to guess the fog of the ghost infiltrating the tour guide's mind, because it was manipulating him, forcing. So it knows that they're all there, and instead of taking the entire group in, it only left the girls outside. And it does tie into what's about to happen in the next couple of pages, right? So while they're doing that, we have where Yoyoi's about to go back in. She's going to go try and break that door, and before she can, she gets snatched up. Remember the rumors that Eiko was reading, that a headless man is going to be driving back? Yeah, it was a guy in riding a motorcycle bike, grabbed up Yayoi and started driving off, leaving Eiko and Mitan by themselves. And Eiko's Yayoi is just like, oh, so this is part of the rumors, headless rider, right? So now we have panning back where Keitaro and Shitan are banging on the door, hoping someone will open it, okay? And they're realizing they're trapped in the maintenance hall. So instead of like trying to open up the door, they're going to try to find another exit. So they're walking around the hallway and everything, trying to find any open doors or anything of that sort. And while they're walking and they're joking, saying, we're going to be fine and everything, Keitaro is acting like Keitaro is actually feeling the place. Remember, he is sensitive to the supernatural and everything. And he's talking about, the place is getting colder. The sun is starting to set. He's not hearing anything behind him. He turns around. He don't see this man, Shitan, anywhere. Then all he sees is some figure come out the dark. He sees a figure come out the dark. And Shitan's hand is just hanging out of its mouth. It's some big, bulbous, I don't know what to call it. It looks grotesque, bro. It looks like a disfigured woman. Okay? Really round, grotesque looking woman. And then it's going, cute boy. And that's why it locked out the girls, because it only wanted the men. It only wanted the men. So I don't know if they're going to go into the story of like, there was this girl that was there, or she was one of the sacrifices and she really liked cute boys. This is just me making a hypothesis. I doubt they're really going to go much into detail about this, but like, she probably had a boy she really liked, or she really liked cute boys, and then she was murdered or sacrificed, and so her spirit just remains there. And so anytime she sees a man, she attacks him, okay? So knowing Keitaro, when he's trapped in what's funny? A lot of these female ghosts always attack Keitaro. Now that I really think about it, like this dude, and they're attracted to his ability to sense them and all that stuff. But this is probably like the second time. If for every nickel that I've seen Kyoto, it's only two. It's only two. Only two. With the Oron at the hotel, the Love Hotel, and now here. Okay? Now here. That's 2 nickels. Not a lot, but it's still something. It's still something. So he's running and screaming and trying to open up one of the doors. The doors is not opening. And then it pops up. And when I say, yo, that, I was like, oh no. Oh no, my boy is going to die. I mean, he is one of the main protagonists, so it's just like, okay, he's not really going to die, but he's going to be in a lot of messed up situations. So it pops up behind him, and then he's just standing frozen, like, yo, I'm so. It grabs him by his neck, holds him, and then its long, slimy tongue comes out, and then the tongue also opens and attach and inserts something into Keitoro's. I was like, I'm so glad this is not the anime version, because I know those sounds will be so disgusting. It will be so disturbing, bro. Imagine if this was the anime version. Thank God there's no sound for this. Literally. The tongue looks disgusting, okay? Like the tongue comes out and then the tongue, I'm like, that's nasty. That is really nasty. So again, it attaches itself, it inserts something into Keitoro's neck, and he feels it. He feels what it inserted into him, and then he feels it bulging, and then start going, it is crawling throughout his body. And eventually it crawls up and it goes. It's just like that brain that when they went to Ai's apartment, right? And that same guy that like will purposely target you when you go into the elevator, right? He targeted towards people and then took out their brains and something like that. It's reminding me of that. And then he would torture you by plucking at your brain stems and all of that. It's reminding me of that, okay? So whatever that ghost did, inserted some type of parasite into Keitoro, right? The same thing that was manipulating the tour guide's brain to make him do certain actions, right? He was hallucinating at the same time. This is what this parasite is doing to Keitoro. So Keitoro was able to run out, and then he sees a forest. He sees a forest, and then he sees the guy. He sees him. Then he sees Shitan's head, right? Because he's by like the edge of the dam. And he sees his hair starting to get bigger and bigger. And then it just balloons up, and then his whole head pops. He's only a neck down. The whole head pops open. And then he falls into the river. That goes into the rumors. And then all that comes out of his head, right, is this, again, like parasite. It looks like a snake, some worm type parasites, and it falls into the river. And the rumor that goes that getting dragged into the dam by the ghost who committed suicide. So it's either, like I said, then again, it could be she committed suicide thinking about a cute guy. So it could either be she was sacrificed, she was just killed, or she was a person who committed suicide, and so her spirit still held those grudges, and she turned into that. So she brings people to commit certain actions by planting the parasites in them, and the parasites now manipulates memories, right? So it's bringing Keitoro to certain locations in order to kill him. So then he starts running again, and he thinks he sees Yayoi and Eiko. Remember, this is multiple times we already seen throughout the series, particularly one that comes in mind, 2 of them actually. It's again with the Love Hotel when he saw Eiko. He thought he saw her, but it was actually Oron. And then the one before that was when they were at Castle H forest, right? And he thought he saw Yayoi, but then Yayoi committed on herself, but it was actually a ghost. So when he saw Eiko and Yayoi, he ran into the car. Mind you, it pretended to be them. Also, remember, Yayoi was snatched up by the headless rider. Okay, so we haven't seen her since then. Keitaro gets back into the van, and when he gets back into the van, the parasite starts to tinkle in his head, I guess, and then it's starting to commit some type of hallucination or something of that sort. Then a bunch of them start showing up. Okay, 3 of them in the car and 1 outside. Then when Keitaro wakes up again, he's in a canoe boat, screaming. Okay, then he's trying to figure out a way of what the heck happened, how did I get here. Then he's connecting all the dots, he's on the canoe outside of the dam. So he's no longer on the walls of the dam, now he's outside of it. So he's trying to understand, like, what is going on. He's reflecting how the ghost, the parasite that's in his body, gave him the illusion that, one, he was able to run away, go to the car, get protected, when technically it was forcing him to go to the canoe. So somehow he managed to climb over the ledge, walk down, saw the canoe, got into the canoe, and drifted away from the dam building, right? And then he realizes, hold on, it's trying to make me commit acts of suicide right now, okay? So while he's there, then he sees all the hands, all the people who committed suicide. All the people that committed suicide, and he sees all their hands, okay? Then it's like they're lifting up water, and they're about to drown him. And then his body was being pushed back, okay? Because the parasite is forcing his body now. So it pushed him back into the boat, laying on his back, okay? And so he can't move. He's conscious of everything, but he has no control over his body. And the hands now are pouring, like, it looks like, it doesn't look scary because their hands are white, but I can imagine if they do it in the anime, they're going to give it a more creepier vibe and everything. And they're bringing scoops of water and starting to try and pouring it into the canoe boat. And they're trying to drown him from there. And then we have where Keitaro is just like, someone save me. And then all you see at the last page is the same ghost with his in the water, okay, with his mouth wide open, like as if it's about to go down Keitaro into the waters. And the last shot you see is him reaching out his hand, hoping someone will come to save him. I don't know how this is going to go. Okay, he does drown though. He does. It took him down. Okay, and that's how the chapter ends. And I'm like, Yayoi got snatched up. And I know she's going to deal with that. But then at the same time, I'm worried about Eiko and Mitan because she lost her fiance, bro. She lost her fiance. And Keitaro is drowning. And Yayoi is snatched. And who's to say there's other rumors as well. So on top of that, there's the guy, the man that walks very slowly, bizarrely slowly. So we have something else to worry about. And mind you, this is only an A rank mission. A rank. How they're going to deal with this? This is just the start of the Kyoto arc. Do y'all not see how insane that this is just the start of the Kyoto arc? And you mean to tell me already they're psychologically damaged already and they just got into Kyoto? I would be damned. I will turn right back. I will turn right back home. Okay. Unless they're gonna have unless Shami and her spiritualist group will come in to save them or something. I don't know, cause like he's in the middle of the lake at this point. And Yoyoi's snatched, and we still have to wear. I mean, unless they brought something to help him and everything, but this is just the start of the new arc. Why y'all let me do this? Why y'all to ask me to continue? I'm kidding, but yeah, it's definitely creepier in the manga at least. But like I said, add some sounds to this and y'all staying up for the rest of the night. You staying up for the rest of the night. I do enjoy the art of the manga, so the black and white does help play into the creepy atmosphere of the series, what it's trying to do, okay? But this is a problem. And this is just only, again, this was an A rank mission, and it's giving them this much problem already, okay? Guys, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about chapter 35. If you are planning to go read the manga, then go do so. The anime left off on chapter 34. And chapter 35, I guess the anime did start at the Kyoto arc, but I'm going to think, personally, to me, this is the start of the Kyoto arc, because literally they just arrived in Kyoto and all of this is happening. Drove 6 hours just to run into this mess already, immediately. I will say this is the start of the Kyoto arc, okay? If you read further, please, no spoilers, because what I'm planning to do is I'm going to do a weekly review, because again, there's not much chapters, and of course, I know I'm going to have to wait till the author gets back, and it is a monthly series, so from then on, you're just going to get possibly a monthly review of Dark Gathering on this channel, but I'm going to continue with it, okay, because I'm actually really enjoying this series. The links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out, and I'm Kimmy Chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!